Hello, good afternoon, or good morning, just about, if you're in America. It's great to be here. It really is. I am feeling on top of the world today. Lots of wonderful things happening this week in JHM. I feel like that week that I spent in Thailand has been really therapeutic. And not only that, but I've made a fantastic contact or two, in fact, probably five great new contacts from that trip to Thailand. If you're here watching this live, fingers on keyboards, give us a yay, give us a hello, give us a happy Friday, and all the rest of it. Just before we get on, I need to know there's somebody out there and that you can hear me. If you give us a yay or a hello, I'll know you can hear me because that's what I've asked you to do. And I will feed off your energy. There we are. Okay, so we've got this wonderful smorgasbord of real people and Facebook users. What I'm going to encourage you to do, as ever, is please go to, you see on the bottom of the screen here, there's this stream that says streamyard.com/Facebook. If you haven't done this already, just type that link into your browser, streamyard.com. Open another tab, obviously, don't lose this one. Streamyard.com/Facebook. And there's just a button to press there. It gives StreamYard permission to show your name in this comments feed. Otherwise, I'll show you what I get. Show you exactly what I get. I get that Facebook user. So Fiona's a very good girl. She's done this, right? Hola, ¿qué tal? A Facebook user there from Puyallup, Washington, ready for a great day. It is going to be a great day, isn't it? From the west coast of the United States. Roger that. Streamyard.com/Facebook. Stick your name in. Jonny, I can hear you, says Caroline. Lovely. Another Facebook user with a blank. Thanks for posting that comment. Very insightful. I can name and shame you because I've no idea who you are. Hello from California. Wow. Eliza de la Paz. Great to see you here. We love that West Coast, don't we? California is a blessed place to be. Vancouver, Washington. Fantastic. That's good. Another West Coaster. Well, I must say, you West Coasters, congratulations, because it's 8 o'clock in the morning out there, isn't it? What a fantastic time to get on board and talk. There's somebody from Detroit. So listen, if you are showing on this screen as Facebook user, can you please go to streamyard.com/Facebook and just press a button and it'll show your name then. It'll show your name. Sam's done it before. What it does, that your permission expires after a bit because it thinks you might not still want to show your name or something like that. It's crazy, isn't it? It is crazy, I know, and it's frustrating. Well, great to have you all here. Fantastic. And thanks for those lovely greetings. Okay, so what are we going to talk about in Thank Flip It's Friday? I think this is literally a flip for some of you, because you need to flip your mindset, your thinking about this particular topic this week. And the topic I've kind of headed, direct messages, your shortcut to sales. So what I'd like to do, again, keep your fingers near your keyboards. I can see there's nearly 20 of you here on this live show, as well as all the people watching in the various streams later. Can you please tell me in the comments how you feel about direct messages? Do you send them? Do you enjoy receiving them? If you send them, what do you use them for? How much money have you made in direct messages in the last few months? What are the DMs to you? How do you feel? Let's start with something simple. How do you feel about Facebook Messenger? How do you feel about it? What's your attitude to Facebook Messenger? Just a few words. Just share with us and we'll read them out. We'll display them on the screen. So how do you feel about direct messages, the DMs, the dreaded or celebrated DMs? How do you feel about them? How do you feel about Facebook Messenger? What does it mean to you and your business? Okay, we're getting some hot ones here. So, lo and it's another connection, an opportunity to engage. Boom. Wish I knew you were a Facebook user, but I don't. Immediately suspicious. If it's from someone I don't know who says hi, Caroline. Yeah. That is Caroline, don't you? Well, we know it's you because your name's coming through. Mixed feelings. I do use it. Sometimes I feel a bit uncomfortable. Sam, just open up on that in another comment if you can. What makes you feel comfortable or uncomfortable? What do you feel uncomfortable about? Just tell us a little bit more. So my friend Ma Israeb says, now you should see my name. I can indeed. Give us some insights, Ma, M-A, into how you use DMs. What do you feel about DMs? Always a good tool. What are you talking about, me? Or DMs. They are indeed always a good tool. What else have we got? As I've done the inner work on me, says Joe Jones, I don't feel uncomfortable with them anymore. Isn't this strange, isn't it, that such a simple platform, such as a thing that sends a message to somebody else, can engender such strong feelings and, potentially such strong negative feelings. I'll tell you why that is in a minute. I'll tell you why you're getting all these conflicting feelings. My desire is to help. I don't know if our message is received that way. I've been called a scam in the past. Ooh. Let's keep that one in mind. My first thought is normally they want something. Yeah, well, they might want to help you. How about that? They might want to help you. That's a good thing for them to want, isn't it? Don't like it because people try to do free consultations and advice. Okay. We'll get some good ones here. If any of these resonate with you, do your own sort of take on it. Just say, yeah, good one, whatever. Just starting to understand the value, looking forward to learning strategy. Do you know what? You've hit the nail on the head there, Kelly, because the messenger platform and the idea of sending direct messages is just a platform. It's completely neutral. It doesn't have any feelings. It doesn't have any aims or ambitions, does it? It's just there for you to use. And those last two words, Kelly, learning strategy, is what it's all about. Because, look, obviously we know that some people are rubbish, to say the least, at sending direct messages, and some people are okay. It's like anything else, isn't it? I'm prepared to have to at some point decline their services. Not sure what that means, Facebook user. Give us a little bit more insight, please. Perception is projection. Very wise. As I don't like receiving them, my messages won't be received well either. Boom! Bingo! Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I should actually have a bell on this table. I think I'm going to start. Actually, I'm going to get a little bell, and I can ring a bell when somebody really, hits the mark with it. Maybe a big school bell. That's exactly the point, folks, isn't it? Any of those of you who have espoused any negative thoughts and feelings about direct messages, it's probably because we've all been on the receiving ends of rubbish DMs of people who haven't got a Scooby what they're doing. That's Cockney rhyming slang, by the way. Scooby-Doo. Haven't got an idea. They've got a clue what they're doing. They haven't got a clue what they're doing. If the messages you get are unwanted, spammy, rubbish, blah, 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 it's kind of natural, I suppose, to project those feelings on other people when they get your messages. So it's just a matter of strategy, as Kelly said earlier. I actually love the ease and speed of connection with lots of people. Yeah. Sometimes I still can go, oh. Yeah, as we've mentioned before. If someone friends me, then immediately pitches, I find it irritating. Right. But if it's used to communicate info which is useful or relevant, then yeah, you'll let that pass then, won't you? It's just door-to-door selling. Well, it can be, can't it? I mean, I guess you've got access to a similar number of people that you had when you used to go door-to-door selling. Um, I used to do door-to-door selling actually, and I'll tell you a little anecdote. You might find this mildly amusing. Um, when I used to do door-to-door selling, I was selling home improvements, euphemistically called home improvements. They're actually fitted kitchens. And in that era, if somebody asked me what I did for a living, I would say, well, I sell fitted kitchens to people who don't really want them, which always seemed a bit disingenuous at the time, but that's what I did for some years. I was pretty good at it. Um, but I used to go door to door during the daytimes because most of the appointments were in the evenings when both parties were home. So we'd go out to make appointments during the day. And I was with a gnarled old hand at all this who was kind of training me. And he said, okay, it's a numbers game, Johnny. Okay. If you knock 100 doors in the day, um, then you'll find that 70 people aren't in. Of the remaining 30, there's probably 20 who give you a polite no. There'll be 5 or 6 who tell you to cough. And there'll be 3 or 4 who actually want to make an appointment. Numbers game, you see. Well, listen, I don't want you to think of direct messages like that. There's no need for it to be like that. Direct messages should not be used for cold calling. Can we all agree that? Can we all get that under our belts before we start? Direct messages should not be used for cold calling. Cold DMs are a waste of time apart from anything else. Can we give us a yay in the comments feed if you're happy to hear that? We should not be using direct messages for cold calling. Should not be sending cold DMs out. Can you all just give us a yay in the comments or hell yeah if you're happy to hear that? Because I'm not going to teach you that today. I'm not going to talk to you at all about cold calling with direct messages. Okay. So let's get that off the table. That's not something you have to do. Okay. Not only are they received badly as spammy, but because of that, and anyway, it's terrible marketing, right? That spray and pray type thing. You're really not going to get anywhere anytime soon with cold DMing. Okay. So that's not what we're talking about. That's not at all what we're talking about. Okay. So we're getting quite a few yays. Good, 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 good. Glad to hear that. So we're all behind that. Do not think of them as a cold marketing tool. That's not what it's about at all. And in any case, look, if you set out to do that, it wouldn't really work from a functional point of view. We're talking about, incidentally, about Facebook Messenger specifically, but it applies to LinkedIn Messenger and WhatsApp Messenger, if that's a thing. In that, if you don't know the person, you're not connected to them in any way at all, then they're probably not going to see your message anyway, are they? In LinkedIn, as you know, you've got to do this, what are they called, these in-mail things. In Facebook, if you send a cold message to somebody that you're not connected to as a friend, then Facebook puts it in their message request folder and they don't get to see it. So apart from the fact that it's probably going to make you feel uncomfortable and it looks spammy when it is received, they're not going to see it anyway, so it's utterly, completely pointless. So let's get that off the table. We're not cold DMing people. What we're actually doing is we're communicating with people who've already started some kind of a connection process with us. So we're going to use DMs to connect with people who've already started some kind of connection process with us. So what do we mean by that? Well, they've accepted our friend request, for example, or we've seen them in another group making a comment and we've clicked on their name and we've sent them a friend request and they've accepted it that way. When they're in our friends network, maybe they've joined our group. Some of the time they'll send you a message, won't they, to start with and say, hi, what's going on? So what I'm going to show you today is some actual strategies, some words and phrases to use to get what you want from a direct message. So this is a little test, a little litmus test of what we're going to be using direct message for. See how aware you might be of the number one purpose for direct messaging. So here's the question, fingers on keyboards. What is the number one reason you might want to send someone a direct message? What is the number one reason you might want to send someone a direct message in Facebook Messenger? Just in a few words, tell us what's the number one reason you might want to send someone a direct message. Just while you're doing that. Simon stuff. This is absolutely right, isn't it? Someone cold DMs me who clearly hasn't read my profile, doesn't know a damn thing about who I serve and how. I get blocked instantly. I had one just this morning that said, "Hey Jonny, great to be connected," or something. I think they'd sent me a connection request. I accepted it potentially. And they said, "Great to be connected. Tell me, what do you do?" I mean, how could I possibly receive that with any kind of kindness or relief, right? So they've connected to me, right? They've connected to me. Let me just show you something. I'm going to share the screen with you. Here it is. Yeah, so they're connected with me. They've seen this and they say, "Hey, Jonny, what do you do?" What? What do you do? I mean, look at that. I'm not exactly hiding it under a bushel, am I? So that is just bloody annoying. And you're absolutely right, Simon. It's stupid. It actually isn't annoying because I've long since not got annoyed. But I do just block up. I just giggle and go, how incompetent, how silly, right? How stupid. Okay, so the question was, and keep answering this, by the way, fingers on keyboards. What's the number one thing you use direct messages for? Okay, that's an interesting thing. Obtain info. Give us a few more insights there, Kelly. Obtain what kind of info? What about? There you go. Direct connection to open a conversation. Okay, Caroline, I like this. We're nearly there with Caroline's to help them with something they're already talking about. To start a relationship. Yeah, these are kind of ephemeral, aren't they? To make a person, when I see these two, okay, to start a relationship, to make a personal connection, I'm going to go, so what? So what? And to some extent with Sam's as well. So what? So what? And of course Kelly's too. I genuinely wasn't quite sure what kind of info. So all these things are quite high level, and it's the start of the sentence. Obtain info so that I can, yeah, to open a conversation so that I can, start a relationship so that I can, finish that sentence so that I can what? Because that isn't really why you're doing it. Just make a personal connection, big deal. Oh, I've got a personal connection. So what? Right? So what? Sam, to see if you can help them. Okay. Showing interest. Yeah. Again, so what? So what? So if you've done that, that can't be seen as an end goal, can it? You can't say to you, I'm going to give you a clue as to what I'm actually looking for with this obviously badly framed question that I've been asking you. Because you couldn't go to your bank manager, could you, on mortgage day and say, "Great news, I've established a preliminary relationship with 5 people this week." And the bank manager will go, "What? Where's the money?" Right? So does that give you more of a clue to what I'm actually asking you? Yes, Kelly? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I might have to help you with this. The number one purpose for sending a direct message to someone is, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Is to book an appointment to talk to them. to see how you can help them, right? That's the number one thing to use Facebook Messenger for, to book an appointment, to offer an appointment, okay, to see how you can help them, okay? Radio silence. What do we what do we think to that? What do we think to that? That's the reason for doing it, okay? Yes, it's nice to build a preliminary relationship, my goodness, and all that stuff. But the purpose, the end goal, isn't it, is to book a appointment to talk to them. I'm going to share something with you now, which you're going to love. This is an excerpt from my DM swipe file. Okay. And I'm going to share the screen with you. Share this tab instead. Yeah, here we go. So, in this DM swipe file, which by the way contains quite a few more DMs, I'm going to tease you with this. So let me just get Caroline's thing up. This is where the magic happens. So this is a message to invite commenters or posters directly to a video call. This is the number one reason that the number one purpose to which we put direct messaging. Everything else can build up to this. You might have had a little bit of a chit chat first. You might even have just had a chit chat in a post, in your group, in your community as a comment. So you're going to be saying, look, you know what? I find your comments in the group very interesting. That's one way to open it. You could also say something like, loving your work, or feel your pain. Let's jump on a quick call. See if I can share any insights, see if I can share anything useful. What I find myself saying quite often now, genuinely, is I think I might be able to help. I think I might be able to help. So jot that down if you want. That's a winning phrase, that is, I think. I might be able to help. Let's jump on a quick call. Find a bit more about what you do, see if I can share any insights. Grab a slot, we can talk. My treat thing tends to diffuse it, doesn't it? It's kind of not a chargeable thing. And then just put your schedule in there, your scheduling link in there. What's nice about this, you see, is it's concise and short, isn't it? It's not some blathering pitch about your blooming program or what you do or some new thing that you've invented, right? It's not pitchy at all, is it? Just very, very interesting. I might be able to help. I might have an idea for you. I like to be quite conditional, and you can see the conditional thing here. See if I can. Conditional statements like that tend to go down well. They're not met with as much resistance as you just blasting them with a pitch and saying, click this link, sign up here, or have a look at this webpage. Don't send them a link for something to read. That's the kiss of death in a DM. Just because you're proud of your shiny new website doesn't mean anybody else gives a monkeys about it, right? Nobody cares about your website or your landing page or your PDF that you've done, right? What they care about is if you can help them and if you seem friendly and open to actually helping them and doing something that will move their thing forward. So the framing of this, there's only three parts to it. The first thing is, the opening statement. So I find your post very interesting. I find your comments very interesting. As I say, you can substitute that with loving your work. That's a nice open thing, isn't it? Loving your work. I meet many, many people in our community. In fact, some of you are actually here today, whose work I genuinely admire. Okay, so I'm not saying that just for shit and giggles. I'm saying that because I love your work, right? So if you got a message today from somebody who said, loving what you're doing, first of all, it shows, number one, they've taken some time to look at what you're doing, unless they're lying, right? And number two, it shows you've got an admirer. That's nice, isn't it? I like that too. If somebody says to me, Johnny, I'm loving the work you're doing, and they don't then say, tell me more about what you do, or just blow it with some kind of blathering nonsense, then I'll actually quite like that message. It'll be received well. So the pattern that's emerging today is think about what will be received well by the people that you're sending it to. Because when you've had direct messages in the past, most of them are inept and stupid, aren't they? And dumb and just incompetent. That's why you don't like them, right? But if you get this from me, probably going to quite like it, right? I found your post in the group quite interesting. Oh, I'm loving your work. You know, the other thing that's useful is to say, I saw your comment and I feel your pain. I get it. I understand. And I'll use this a lot. You know, someone has made a comment about how their marketing's not going so well, how difficult they're finding life, you know, to actually find clients. I'll say, I feel your pain. You know, a lot of people feel like that. I might have an idea for you. See how easy it is to transition to this might have an idea for you from that, from empathizing with their struggles, feeling their pain, understanding it. And guys, you know, if you're a therapist who has suffered with something that your ideal clients typically suffer with, you can genuinely say, yeah, I used to get that. I felt like that for years. And what that does, it builds a bridge between you and them in a very simple statement, doesn't it? I feel your pain. I literally felt your pain for years. I was like that. You know, if it's fibromyalgia or something like that, you know, that you've suffered with and overcome. So don't be shy to get this linkage, get this connection in the first paragraph. The reason for the message is that I found your comments interesting, or I feel your pain. Is this helping, by the way? And you can see this on the screen now. Uh, Fingers on keepers, give us a hell yeah in the comments if this is resonating, if this is making sense. And if you think this'll dilute, you know, any kind of spammy interpretation of what you're putting out there, give us a hell yeah if you're liking this. So these opening couple of lines is going to be, you know, I feel your pain, loving your work, I get it. I used to feel like that. Yeah, found your comments really interesting. And then the very next thing, in fact, the only next thing you need to say is, I might be able to help. Let's jump on a quick call, see if I can share any insights, see if I can share anything useful. Some of you, I wager, will have had that message from me. Yeah, some of you will have had that message from me because that's how I roll. That's how I reach out to you guys in the first instance and say, let's have a chat. Let's just see, right? Grab a slot and we can talk my tree. Bing bong bosh. So I would like you to get this, please, front and center of your direct message strategy. Nothing bad can happen. The worst that can happen is a neutral outcome. What I mean by a neutral outcome is that they'll ignore it, or they'll say no thanks. People say all the time to me, I've already got a coach. Jonny, loving your work, but I've already got a mentor. I'm already in somebody else's program. Thanks, but no thanks, right? Nothing bad is going to happen. They're not going to jump through the screen and punch you in the face, are they? They're not going to report you to the internet police and have your broadband connection unplugged, right? Nothing horrible is going to happen, is it? The worst that could happen is that it doesn't work. The worst that could happen is that nothing happens, right? That's the worst that could happen. But the best that could happen, and let me tell you about conversion rates, the best that can happen, what actually does happen, is that 2 out of 5 people you send this message to will book a call with you, book a bloody appointment, right? Can I see you now? Yes, I can, Caroline. Very helpful, says Christine. Yes, this is great. Yeah, great. There you go. Yeah, very helpful. So I want you to get in the frame of mind. And yes, of course, you use a messenger a lot to find your time. Where it becomes your friend, it becomes your go-to tool to do this very thing that we're looking at on the screen here. Now, I accept there's a precursor to that, isn't there? The precursor is that you've seen them in a group or somewhere, and they've said something by which you have come to the conclusion that you might be able to help them. This for me is a mindset of hard helping, and I talk about this all the time, guys. I'm beating this drum. Hard helping. What does Jonny mean by hard helping? It's the antithesis to hard selling. The antithesis to hard selling. Hard selling is where you're out to make a buck, where you're out to make a sale, you're out to close a deal and make some money, right? That's not what we're here for, is it? We're here to help. So why not wear the hat? Why not get into the mindset of hard helping? Hard helping means if you spot someone that you know you can help, it's your duty, ladies and gentlemen, to help them, to try and help them. Because if you don't, they might wander off and the condition might get worse, right? Or they might end up working with somebody else who's not as good as you, which would be horrible, wouldn't it? They just waste money with some other Herbert. I love that word. You might work with some other Herbert who's nowhere near as good as you are. Yeah, it's all very encouraging, says Christine. Do you ever follow up with no responses? Yeah, of course, because you're in a conversation, aren't you? So if someone actually responds and says, "Oh, I don't know about that," so well, I've just got an idea. I think I might be able to help, and they go, "Oh, no, thanks." Yeah, that's interesting. Why might you say that? Why not? Might as well, mind you. You're not trying to talk them into anything. It's loving curiosity, right? If you want to write down two key phrases here, one is hard helping. Hard helping. Write those two words down. Hard helping. The other two words are loving curiosity. My very good friend, and some of you know her, Lisa Crofton, framed that a while back. Loving curiosity. This is about when you go, "Oh, why is that? I'm curious. Tell me more." Of course, there's no harm in doing that. By the way, this is not for me to install some rules to say, do this, do that. You all know how to have conversations with people. But I think, a starting point has to be some simple strategy that's nice and friendly to actually invite someone into a conversation. The trouble with most people in our profession is that they don't get to the video conversation quickly enough or ever. And if you sail past the opportunity to actually have a structured video conversation with someone, you get them into the friend zone, right? Where you're just chatting away endlessly in Facebook Messenger. Like they've asked you a question, you've given them the answer. Good God. Don't do that in Facebook Messenger because you've got no real context to it. All you're going to do is completely satisfy them, in which case they've got no reason to have a conversation with you. Or you might even dissatisfy them. You might give them an answer they don't agree with in Facebook Messenger. So nothing good can come from a long, drawn-out conversation in Messenger whereby they ask you a question, you give them some advice. Like I said, they might accept your advice, in which case they don't need any more advice. Or they might disagree with your advice, in which case they're never going to get any more advice off you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Give us a yeah if that makes sense. This is the argument against having structured conversations in a messenger feed, just going on and on and on, overcoming objections, telling them what you think they want to hear. Don't do that. Have a proper conversation with them, eyeball to eyeball, in a video call. Otherwise, you're just blowing the chance to build any proper rapport. You're blowing the chance to actually make an offer to them and get them to buy something from you. And this is what's holding most people back in our profession. I'm getting quite animated now, as you can see. This is what's holding most people back in our profession, is that they sail past the opportunity to book a video call by blathering on in a message feed. Have a look at your message feed, just say the type of conversations that you've been having with people. And instead of that, next time you get into a messenger feed, offer them a video conversation, put your schedule link in. Most people will agree to that. Most people will agree to that. And the delightful lady, the absolutely wonderful lady who's come on board the CAB for the end of July today, we've known each other 2 days. She's been in the group maybe this week. I had a chat with her yesterday. I had a chat with her today. Right. There's no minimum time that you have to be nurturing relationships with people. If they get you and you get them, that can happen instantaneously almost, right? Instantaneously almost. Someone's joined my high ticket client attraction blueprint program. We've known each other for 48 hours, I promise you, 2 days. So this doesn't have to take a long time. What we've got to do is cut to the chase and stop waffling and stop blathering on. Talking of which, I'm waffling a wee bit. So I'm going to give you another sneak preview from this little ebook, and then I'm going to make you a very, very simple offer. Okay. This that you can see on the screen now is also in this DM swipe file. Okay. This is a multi-page, a 7-page swipe file with various direct messages. So you've already seen the one which we use to get to invite people onto video calls. This is important too, because I don't think most people try hard enough to get people into their group. And I think for some reason we're scared of blowing something or destroying some non-existent relationship, right? So if someone's in your friend network, when they accept your friend request, again, there is no minimum time you have to wait. This is a question I get asked a lot. Oh, how long should I wait before I send them? No, what's the point in waiting? There's no point in having them in your friends network if they're never going to become a client. Okay. There's no point in just building up friends network. Again, you can't go to the bank when you're overdrawn and say, great news, Mr. Barclays, Mr. Lloyds. I've got 45 new friends in my Facebook network this week. That's not what they want to hear. It's not what you want to hear either, okay? Because that's only a stepping stone. It's not an end result, is it? Having people in your friends network isn't an end result. The end result is the extent to which you can get them into a video call, talk to them about your offer, and have them join your program. That's the end result, isn't it? So this is an intermediate step, but it's a really, really good step. I'm showing you this because this is an evergreen message, okay? This message here we use each and every single day. If I showed you my messenger feed, and I'm not going to, because there's some named people in there, and that will be an invasion of privacy. But in my messenger feed today, there are 20 of these. How do I know that? Because that's how many my wife sends to my friends network on a daily basis. You can see that on the screen. It says Great to Have Me Network. I think you might enjoy this group. Check it out and jump in if you fancy it. We send 20 of those a day, and I don't know, 6 to 8 people a day join the group. The rest of them don't, but so what? Yeah. So there is your tool to build up your community in your Facebook group. These are the 2 key messages. There are half a dozen others in this ebook as well. Hands up if you would like a copy of this ebook in your email inbox before the sun goes down today. Would you like a copy of that ebook, that DM swipe file? Give us a yay in the comments if you would like it, because I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to do something for you. We've changed the ticker along the bottom of this window. We've changed the ticker along the bottom of this window. What you have to do, I'll make it simpler actually, it's not quite as long as that. Just bit dot forward slash. You do have to put the capitals in because bit is like that. Right? I'm pretty sure this is it. This is the one. So it's in the chat now. And I'm also going to put it as a banner if you want to copy it yourself. What I'm saying is you don't need the HTTPS at the beginning of it. You just need this. Okay. I do that, does that every time, doesn't it? It's so keen to put the HTTPS, but you don't need it. There's a slightly different banner. So as long as you can type bit.ly /capital DM -swipe file, I think that's it. Let me go into bit.ly. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's the one. If you click on that, you'll just find a little form to fill out. Now, it's not free, this. Why? Because it is very, very impactful, very important. I'm going to charge you the princess sum of $7 for it. $7 is about £4.50 in sterling. The reason I want you to pay for it is because I want you to use it. And generally speaking, there's a rule of thumb. If you pay for something, you'll use it. Human nature, isn't it? We don't value that which we do not pay for. It's a kind of golden rule of life, that isn't it? There's 12 rules of life. People only value that which they pay for. So you can pay $7 for this because it's taken me 30 years to learn this stuff. And directly, it's taken me 5 or 6 years to hone these messages so that they're actually effective and they work. So you get an awful lot of insight and experience in this malarkey. bit.ly/DM. There's a link to it in the comments, as I say. I'll link to it again in the comments just so it's there. So you can, if you're in Facebook, I believe, or LinkedIn, you can click on the comment, just go straight to it. But for $7, I think you'll like it. So we don't sell information. What we sell is actionable strategies and swipe files, things that you can actually use. So people don't just want information, they want insights. And the whole purpose of these, Thank Flip It's Friday sessions is that we take a thought or a feeling or a belief system that you may have and we flip it. And I hope we've done that today, because what I wanted to flip was the feeling that we hear all the time, the sentiment that we hear all the time from you guys, that DMs are spammy, that you shouldn't go into someone's inbox, that that they're going to get offended, they're going to get upset, that you're going to get hurt by their response. I mean, come on, guys. Pull your big boy, big girl pants on and just say, look, nothing bad can happen. There's no possible negative outcome from sending a message to someone. There's only a positive outcome or a neutral outcome. The positive outcome is that you get what you want, that you get into a conversation with them or they join your group. The neutral outcome is that they ignore it or they just go, no thanks, or forget it. Or sometimes, let's be clear, they might go, piss off, how dare you, right? But so what? So what? How much does that matter, really? How much does that matter? All you got to do, so you never see that message again, is block them and delete the message. You've got all those facilities, haven't you? What I want to leave you with as well, in case you've got any nagging doubts over, the veracity of actually sending direct messages to people. If you've got any nagging doubts about whether you're allowed to do it or whatever, just know this. Facebook has created this platform for you. Messenger is a separate platform. It's got an app, hasn't it? Do you think Facebook would have done that if it didn't want you to use it? Do you think Meta would have created a platform they don't want you to use? Well, duh. Of course not. They want you to use it, don't they? I've created this little swipe file. It's called the DM swipe file. bit.ly/capital D, capital M, hyphen, capital S, wipe, capital F, I'll, for you to use, right? So I want you to use it. Facebook wants you to use it. The whole world wants you to use it. Why? Because when you use it properly, you're going to be helping people. We're going to have a final round of yays, and I'd like it from each of you, please. I can see there's still about 15 of you watching this live. Do yourself and me the courtesy of giving us a yay in the comments. Just type it on the keyboard wherever you are. Because what you're doing by this yay, you are committing to starting to use DMs more effectively. And not only that, you're committing to starting today. So after we finish this call, after I close this room down, I want you to go into your socials, Facebook or LinkedIn, or it works everywhere. I want you to find 2 or 3 people to send that message to say, you know what? I saw your work, I'm loving your work, feel your pain, I might be able to help. Give us a yay if you're going to do this. Give us a yay if you're going to do this. I'd like to see a dozen of these in the comments feed, please. Right? Each and every one of you. Give us a yay in the feed. And what this yay is telling you and me is that you're going to do this before the sun goes down today. Send 2 or 3 messages to people saying, I'm loving your work, feeling your pain, whatever. Show your comment. I might be able to help. Let's jump on a quick call, see if I can share something useful. And put your shuttling link in. Give us a yay in the comments if you're going to do that today. I'm going to display these yays. Caroline Day, I know you do that. Fiona, I believe you. Sorry, that's Kelly. I believe you. Fiona, I believe you as well. Kristen, I believe you too. Christine, you and I should really be talking because you need to be on our program. I need to be helping you properly with all this. Sam's a yeah as well. And 2 more yays. Slightly disappointed we haven't got enough yays yet. Come on, where's the rest of you? That's only 6 people have done that. Finally went for a DM approach to 2 comments I had. Boxing had 2 conversations. Look, there you go. What a headline to leave us with. Who are you, by the way? Can you just type in the next comment who you are, please? I finally went for a DM approach to 2 comments I'd had. Holy shit, thank you. Well done. I booked in and had 2 conversations. As a result, 1 potential collaboration and a follow-up call. Bloody hell. It is. It's my lovely Melanie. Oh, love you so much, Mel. Melanie's been around our circles for a year or 2 now. And this stuff is finally sinking in. My dearest wish for all of you here today is that this sinks in, that you actually do this. Nothing bad can come of it. Mel's such a lovely person. She's so kind and empathetic. And Mel, I know where you're coming from with this. You've had this mental block. You've had this fear of sending DMs out. And you've finally pulled your big girl pants on. Look what happened. Look what happened. Right? 2 DMs, 2 conversations, 1 collaboration, 1 follow-up call. I bet you'll make a sale on that follow-up call because I know how determined you are. That's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? What more of an endorsement of today's session could we possibly have than that? Yeah, from our lovely Melanie. First time ever, I appreciate big pants. Yeah, good stuff. Well, look, I'm literally going to leave that on the screen as we fade out here today. Ticking along the bottom there is bit.ly DM swipe file. You have to type it like that, otherwise you won't get anywhere. I want you to pay $7 and I want you to get this swipe file. So you've actually got these words and phrases. There's others in there, by the way. There's a swipe file to revive dead there's a message, a swipe message to revive dead contacts. There's also a really, really good one for LinkedIn. Okay, you're going to love this. To get LinkedIn network members over into your Facebook group. There's a really, really good message in there that you can literally just copy and paste and put it into LinkedIn. So if you haven't done this yet, get this DM swipe file. If you're struggling to put it in the browser, just type swipe file and I'll make sure you get a copy of that link. Okay. If you're not able to get it in the browser for whatever reason and download this thing, just type swipe or swipe file or something and I'll send it to you later. I'll make sure you get it. But this is really, really important, folks. I want you to get on this horse and ride it like hell. All right, gallop. There are people all around you today. Let me just leave you with this thought. There are people all around you in your socials who are ready to work with you. And they're not working with you at the moment because they don't know you can help them. They don't know what your offer is. They don't know how it all works. They're not going to knock on your door and say, how can you help me? That doesn't happen, does it? Once in a blue moon that happens, and that will not pay the rent/mortgage. If you want to actually build a worthwhile business out of this and live a life of freedom and abundance, this is the key to it. To make a direct approach to someone and offer to help them in a video call. It's as simple as that, guys. Can we have an amen to that? Amen. Hallelujah. Right? Hallelujah. People all around us. I had a great consultation today with a guy up the road. Up the road. Exactly. They're all around us. You've got dozens of people today in your close network that might have commented on one of your posts. You might have commented on one of theirs. And they're bubbling. They're straining at the least to work with you. But you haven't made them an offer. How are they going to know they can work with you? You haven't offered to have a conversation with them. I'm going to finally leave you with one thing. Here's all you need to do to earn £50,000 in the next 12 months. £5,000 a month, let's round it up. Here's all you need to do to earn £5,000 a month. Do you want to know what that is? Yay. This is all you need to do. What you need to do is you need to start a conversation with one person every single day. Yeah? Start a video conversation. Book a video conversation with one person every single working day. I promise you, you'll be hitting £5 grand a month. Do you believe me? Do you believe me? I have trouble determining if my goal is to help them or help them understanding them. Oh, that's a conundrum within a dilemma, within a puzzle. You're probably overthinking it a bit, Kelly. Just send them a message, see what they want. Just send them a message and see what they want. Yeah, Cheryl's listening. So all you have to do is be more like Mel. Mel sent 2 messages, right? She booked in 2 conversations, 1 potential collaborator, and a follow-up call. What can I tell you? TSW. This shit works. This shit works. All that's standing between you and a 50 grand a year business, if you're already at 50 grand, I apologize. All that's standing between you and a 100 grand a year business is the number of people that you're having a quality video conversation with. So the DM swipe file, in summary, is yours to have and to hold and to download. This is part of it. I won't show you the rest of it because I don't want to spoil it for the rest of you who bought it already. We have 7 sales, by the way, in my messenger, in my email inbox. So well done, those of you who've taken the leap. If you haven't already, bit.ly/big D big M dash swipe capital S dash file capital F, and you can purchase the DM swipe file for $7, about £4.50, about the cost of a posh coffee in London. Fantastic. Listen, I love you guys. You are just so receptive and so open to all this. Don't forget, those of you who've yayed in the comments, I've committed to sending that invitation to a video call to 1 person today before the sun goes down. So get on with it. I will see you all very, very soon. Love you lots. It's an absolute pleasure. Have a fabulous weekend. Bye bye.